What I'm about to reveal to you has been concealed in the sacred texts for over 3,000 years, hidden in plain sight, waiting, and tonight you will discover why the wealthiest families, the most blessed leaders, and the most protected communities have guarded this ancient Hebrew secret like their very lives depended on it. Because it does. This is not about religion. This is not about being born into the right family. This is about a spiritual technology so powerful that when you activate it tonight, before you sleep, miracles begin to manifest by morning. I have seen the bankrupt become wealthy, the sick become healed, the broken become whole, and it happens fast, faster than your logical mind can comprehend. But here's what terrifies me. 99% of people will watch this video and do nothing. They will nod, they will feel inspired, and they will return to their old patterns, wondering why heaven remains silent. Don't be that person. Because what I'm giving you tonight is not theory, it's ancient code, a divine frequency, and once you unlock it, your life will never be the same. Before we go deeper, I need to ask you something from my heart to yours. What keeps you awake at night? What miracle are you desperately praying for but feel you're not worthy to receive? Is it financial freedom, healing for someone you love, protection for your children, peace in your home? Hold that thought, because by the end of this teaching, you will understand why your prayers have felt unanswered and how to change that tonight. If this message resonates with your soul, subscribe to this channel and join our community of truth seekers. We are building something sacred here, a place where ancient wisdom meets modern miracles. You belong here. Let me take you back to Mount Sinai. The night before Moses received the 10 Commandments, the Israelites camped at the foot of the mountain. The Torah tells us something mysterious, and Israel camped there before the mountain. But the sages noticed something unusual in the Hebrew text. The word for camped, vayichan, is written in singular form, not plural. Why? Because for one sacred night, 3 million souls became one unified consciousness, one heart, one intention, one frequency aligned with the divine, and that is when the heavens opened. The Kabbalists teach us that this unity, this alignment, this singular focus of intention is the key that unlocks the gates of miracles. They call it Yichud HaMachshava, the unification of thought with divine will. When your mind, your heart, and your soul align with heaven's frequency before sleep, you enter the same sacred space that Moses entered. You become a conduit, a receiver, a miracle magnet. This isn't symbolic. This is spiritual physics. The Talmud reveals something extraordinary. The gates of heaven are most open in the third watch of the night. But most people don't understand what this means. In ancient times, night was divided into 3 watches. The third watch, the hours just before dawn, is when the veil between the physical and spiritual worlds is thinnest. But here's the deeper secret the billionaire families know. You don't have to wake up at 3 a.m. to access this power. You access it through intention before sleep. The moment before you drift into unconsciousness is a portal. Your subconscious mind, the part of you that speaks directly to the divine, becomes receptive, programmable, open. King David wrote in Psalm 4:4, "Speak in your heart upon your bed and be still, Selah." This is not poetic language. This is instruction. David, who transformed from shepherd to king, knew the secret. The last thought before sleep becomes the first seed planted in the garden of miracles. In the Zohar, the mystical text of Kabbalah, there's a teaching that sends chills down my spine every time I read it. It says, when a person sleeps, their soul ascends to the heavenly courts to give an account of their day. But if they send their soul upward with intention, with a pure request, the soul becomes an advocate, a defense attorney arguing for miracles on their behalf. Think about that. Every night, your soul leaves your body and enters the spiritual realm. The question is, what instructions are you giving it? Are you falling asleep with worry, fear, anger, and doubt? Or are you sending your soul upward with a clear mission, a specific miracle you need manifested? The ancient Hebrew word for this practice is kavanah, sacred intention, and the formula is simple but precise. Before sleep, speak your miracle request as if it has already happened. Feel the gratitude, see the outcome, then surrender it to the divine and sleep in peace. This is not manifestation. This is alignment with divine timing. This is co-creation with heaven. Here's something most people don't know. Hebrew is not just a language. It's a frequency. Every Hebrew letter carries a numerical value, a shape, and a vibration that connects to the fabric of creation itself. The Torah wasn't just written in Hebrew by accident. It was written in the language that creates reality. There's a specific Hebrew phrase you can whisper before sleep that activates the miracle frequency. It's from Psalm 91:11. Ki malachav yetzaveh lach, lishmor for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. When you speak these words with intention before sleep, you're not just praying. You're activating angelic protection and intervention. You're literally commanding the universe to dispatch divine help on your behalf. The Hebrew letters carry the vibration of protection, provision, and miracles. I've watched this work for CEOs, single mothers, cancer patients, and broken families. The language of creation responds when you speak it with faith. There's an ancient practice called Tikkun Chatzot, the midnight rectification. The mystics would wake at midnight to pray and mourn for the exile of the divine presence from the world. But embedded in this practice is a secret most people miss. Midnight is the moment of reset, the cosmic refresh button. You don't need to wake at midnight to access this, but you can set your intention before sleep that your soul will meet the divine at this sacred hour. Think of it as scheduling a meeting with God. You sleep, your soul ascends, the angels work through the night, and by morning, the miracle pathway has been cleared. This is why so many people wake up with sudden solutions, unexpected phone calls, or breakthroughs that seemed impossible the night before. It wasn't luck, it was the midnight covenant at work. The final piece of this Torah secret is this: when you wake, you must testify. In Hebrew, the morning prayer begins with Modeh Ani, I give thanks. Before you check your phone, before you worry about your problems, you testify that you're alive, you're breathing, and miracles are already in motion. This is the completion of the cycle: intention before sleep, soul ascension during the night, testimony in the morning. This three-part rhythm is the heartbeat of miracles. The billionaires know this. The blessed families practice this, and now you know it too. The man who lost everything. There was a man, let's call him David, who came to me 3 years ago. He had lost his business, his home, and his marriage was falling apart. He was drowning in debt, couldn't sleep, and had given up on God. He told me, Rabbi, I've prayed. Nothing works. I taught him this secret. I told him, tonight before you sleep, I want you to close your eyes and see yourself debt-free. See your wife smiling at you. See your children secure. Feel it as real. Then whisper Psalm 91:11 in Hebrew, or in English if you don't know Hebrew, and surrender it all. Sleep in peace. He looked at me like I was crazy, but he was desperate enough to try. The first week, nothing changed. The second week, a small shift. An old client called. By the third week, a business opportunity appeared out of nowhere. Within 90 days, David had a new contract worth more than he'd lost. Within 6 months, his marriage was restored. Today, he's wealthier than he's ever been. He texts me every year on the anniversary. Rabbi, I still do it every night. The miracles never stop. The woman who couldn't conceive. A woman in our community, Sarah, had been trying to have a baby for 7 years. Doctors said it was impossible. She spent tens of thousands on treatments. Nothing worked. She was heartbroken, bitter, angry at God. One Shabbat, I pulled her aside and shared this Torah secret. I said, Sarah, tonight, before you sleep, hold your husband's hand, close your eyes, and see yourself holding your baby. Feel the weight, smell the skin, hear the cry. Thank God as if it's already done. Then sleep. She cried. She said, Rabbi, I'm afraid to hope. I said, hope is not the enemy. Doubt is. Just try it for 30 days. She did. On day 23, she missed her period. Thought it was stress. Took a test. Positive. 9 months later, she gave birth to a healthy baby boy. She named him Nissim, which means miracles in Hebrew. Last month, she had her second child, a girl. She still practices this secret every single night, the family on the brink of destruction. There was a family, father, mother, and 2 teenage sons. The father had lost his job. The mother was battling depression. The boys were getting into trouble at school. The home was filled with anger, fear, and chaos. The mother came to our Torah class desperate. I taught her this practice and added one instruction. Before your whole family sleeps, gather everyone. Hold hands, say one prayer together. Just ask for peace. Then everyone goes to bed holding that intention. She was skeptical but agreed. The first night was awkward. The boys resisted, but she insisted. Within 2 weeks, something shifted. The father got a job interview. The boys started opening up. The mother felt hope again. By the 3rd month, the entire family was transformed. The father now runs his own company. The boys are excelling. The home is filled with laughter. They still do the family prayer every night. They call it their miracle circle. But Rabbi, I don't know Hebrew. Will this still work for me? Let me be very clear. God doesn't care what language you speak. He cares about your heart. Hebrew carries a unique frequency, yes, but your sincerity, your faith, your desperation, that's the real power. If you don't know Hebrew, speak in your language. The angels are multilingual. Your soul knows every tongue. What matters is intention, not pronunciation. What if I've failed before? What if I'm not spiritual enough? Listen to me carefully. Your past does not disqualify you. Your mistakes do not disqualify you. The only thing that blocks miracles is the belief that you're not worthy of them. King David, the man who wrote the Psalms, was an adulterer and a murderer. Moses had a speech impediment and anger issues. Abraham doubted God, yet they unlocked miracles because they kept showing up. They kept believing. You are no different. What if I try this and nothing happens? Then you try again and again and again. Miracles are not magic tricks. They operate on divine timing, not your schedule. But here's what I promise you. If you practice this with consistency and faith, something will shift. Maybe not overnight, maybe not in the way you expect, but the universe responds to persistent faith. And sometimes the miracle isn't what you asked for. It's something better that you couldn't have imagined. Now, let me give you the advanced secret, the one the Kabbalists whisper about in hidden texts. There's a concept called segula, a spiritual remedy or catalyst. And there's one specific segula that supercharges the nighttime miracle practice. It's this. Place a glass of water by your bedside. Before you sleep, hold it in your hands. Whisper your miracle request into the water, then drink half of it. Leave the other half for the morning and drink it when you wake while saying thank you. Why does this work? Because water is a conductor. It holds frequency. It absorbs intention. The Kabbalists knew this centuries before science proved that water has memory. When you infuse water with your prayer and consume it, you're literally drinking your miracle request into your cells. You're programming your body to align with the outcome. This is next-level spiritual technology. Try it tonight. Watch what happens. Here's your challenge. And I want you to commit to this right now. For the next 30 nights before you sleep, turn off all distractions. Sit in silence for 2 minutes. Close your eyes and visualize your miracle as if it's already real. Speak Psalm 91:11 in Hebrew or your language. For he will command his angels concerning you. Hold a glass of water, whisper your request, drink half, sleep in peace, no worry, no doubt, just surrender. In the morning, drink the remaining water and say thank you for the miracle already in motion. Do this for 30 days without missing a night. Journal what happens. I guarantee you, your life will transform. My dear friend, as we close this sacred teaching, I want you to know something. You were meant to find this message. This is not coincidence. This is divine orchestration. Tonight, when you lay your head down to sleep, know that the angels are listening, the heavens are watching, and your miracle is already being prepared in the spiritual realm. May the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob open the windows of heaven over your life. May miracles flood your home like the morning light floods the sky. May your children be blessed, your health restored, your wealth multiplied, your peace unshakable. May you wake tomorrow morning with the testimony on your lips. The rabbi was right. It's already happening. Go now, practice this, and remember, you are never alone. The divine is closer than your breath, waiting for you to align with the frequency of miracles. Shalom. And may your miracles begin tonight.